That's the problem with the exam, with the Zoom. So we'll start. Time value of money. Under time value of money, we say that a shilling today is worth more than a shilling in the future. This is the problem of doing auto how I did auto because it can't write IS. When I write IS, it writes income statement. So, but a shilling today is worth more than a shilling in the future. This is because of inflation. You can use more money to buy the same thing. That is why the shilling today is worth more than the shilling in the future. The second thing is interest, and interest now. This interest comes in like you can invest the money and you earn some interest. So the worth of a shilling today is more than the same shilling in the future. I think these terms you know them. And we have under time value of, time value analysis, time value of money. We have the following: have the periods. We have number of periods. We have the annual interest. We have also the present value, and we have the PMT. Here I've elaborated like the PV is the present value and is the lump sum at the beginning of the period. So we'll go straight here down. And now the other day I showed you how to create a custom list. And this is where the custom list will create, and this is vital. This is very vital. So I'll come to options, come to options, come to options. We'll see how it will help us. I come to advanced, then I come here down. This one I showed you, edit custom list. Click there on edit custom list, and I'll click here on import, and now I'll import this one. Now I'll import from time value of money up to the future value, but let me try to import that one. But I see I've merged somewhere. Okay. And then I'll click on add again is added ID. Okay. And I click on OK. So we go straight to time value of analysis. So this is how we'll be using it. You see when I click here, I'll write time value. I just write how I've taken in here, time value analysis. So I'll write time value. You can click F2 to edit the cell analysis. Enter. Then I can now drag down. I drag down up to where I see time value analysis. I stop. TNT, the future value. Actually, the future value is the last one. So I'll come to this. I do control bold to bold in that one. I do merge and center just to separate it from the others. And I space out my other functions have not been spaced out, have not been merged. So that's why it's spacing that way. But I can just take it back. I click here, I do shift space, shift plus to add so that I separate the questions. So under time value of money, we'll focus first on future values. And future values, like let me say, you can start with you can make the present value negative, or you start the formula with a negative. And if you set a formula with a positive, the answer will be negative, and that's vice versa. But the answer will be the correct one, but it will be negative, and sometimes the answer being negative doesn't look pretty. So that's why sometimes you put a negative in front. So we shall start directly. So this one will be helping us. The custom list we've created will be helping us to answer these questions. So like you have invested 30,000. So that's the present value. Come to the present value, like 30. 1, 2, 3, 30,000. And account that grows at 8% per annum, that is the annual interest 8, shift percent, control enter for 10 years. So the number of years is 10. The number of years is 10. What will be the worth at the end? So you've already now created. So the number of periods per year. So we'll be computing this one 1. It will be 1. We'll be computing annually. So our number of periods will be the number of years times the 1. So it will just maintain. So also our periodic interest will be equals to, I want you to just divide by the periods per year, control enter. Our PMT will be not been given, so our PMT will be 0. And so we have to find our future value. So we will click equal sign, future value, we press tab. So the rate is 8%, comma, the number of periods is just 10. You do comma. Our PMT is 0, you do comma. So our present value now, for me, we have said you can make present value negative or start with a negative. So here let's make the present value, this one negative, because it's money going out. It's money going out. Money going out. I take that one. Comma type. So if the payment is at the beginning, you will take 1. If the payment is at the end, you take 0. But now we assume that the payments are at the beginning because at the end, because we have not been told any information. So we'll press 0 and we close our brackets. We do control enter. So that's the future value. That's the future value of the 30,000 to be that way. And you can also do this. You can also do this. You can come. You do equals future value. We press tab. So our rate is 8%. We press comma. Our number of periods is 10. We press comma. Our PMT is 0. We press comma. Our future value is 30. Now we are not doing the negative part. And it's at the end, you do close the control enter. You see it's negative, so you can come here up. Watch my cursor here. Here up. You come here up. You put negative in front of the formula. Control enter. So that the answer is just that way, but if it's negative, it doesn't look pretty. So that's why here we said you can make the present value negative or start with a negative in the formula. If you enter as a positive, the answer will be negative and vice versa. I think and type, if the payment is at the beginning, we put 1. If it's at the end, we put 0. Isn't it? We'll go to our next part. We go to part 2 of the question. An account has 100,000. You add 5,000 per month for 20 years, and the interest rate is 9%. What is the future value? So we'll come. We write how time value analysis. That is the good thing of Excel analysis. We do control enter so that we don't move down. You come when the cursor turns black. You come until you see time value of analysis. You go back because that one is the last one. I'll merge the two. I'll merge the first two. Alt H and C. Then I do control bolt just to make it a little bit different. So we have been told an account has, so has now, this is the present value, 100, 1, 2, 3. And you add 5,000, so this is the periodic payment that we'll be adding, enter. And per month, remember it's per month, for 20 years, so the number of years is 20. So the number of periods per year, it will be 12, because we are doing per month. So our number of periods equals to the 12 times the 20, control enter. And our annual interest rate, we've been told the interest rate is 9, but we have not been told if it's annual or but from the general knowledge, you know that 9% cannot be a monthly interest rate because it's very huge. So 9%, that one will take it as an annual interest rate. So equals our periodic interest rate equals to our 9 divided by the number of periods per year, that is 12. Control enter. So as I have written down here in italics, I've said that you can make PV and MT negative because they are cash outflow, like how we did here, how we did our first questions here. We did our present value negative, but here we also do PMT because you will be paying out. This 10,000 is yours that we paid out, and also you'll be adding 5,000. So money will be going out because they are cash outflow. So we'll make them negative. And that's it. So it's just this one is a little bit different from the above one, because the above one did not have the periodic payment. This one you cannot put a negative in front. If you put a negative in front of the formula, you'll find a very different answer. Control bolt equals. So I write future value FV, press tab. So our rate here, we'll be using our periodic interest rate because we'll be doing this thing monthly. So we'll not take our annual interest rate. We use our periodic, comma, the number of periods is 240, comma, our PMT. So our PMT will enter as a negative, the 5,000, comma, and our present value also will enter it as a negative, the 100,000, comma. These payments are being done at the end of the period. So 0, shift to close brackets, control enter. So you see it's around 3.9 million. That's the future value because it's 20 years. You see, and if you are doing these things, you must know that investing is very good. Investing is very good. The interest rate, like you see, this one is like 100,000, but in 20 years it's 3 million. That's the good thing. But you'll be adding 5,000 per month, and it will be good money. You can invest also if you have the money. So we'll go to present values. Go to present values. So under present values, we'll use we have written here how you use, you put negative in front of the formula. So as we have said, you just come, you press time value. The good thing of knowing Excel is that you can use the custom list, time value analysis. You don't have to remember this thing. Control enter so that you don't move down, and you drag it. You see it has reached present value. So I'll take this one. I'll do Control X. Then I move it at least here. I do Control V because it has not taken the present value part. I come, I take the PMT, and I also take the future value, the future value, the future value. So I'll, I'll merge this, Alt HMC, I do Control Bolt. So the number of years, oh, kiasi tu Buddha, I'm calling you in class. I'm calling you. So the number of years here is 10. There, 10. The number of periods per year, you receive 200 each year, so it will be 1. Tab, the number of periods is the 10, so equals to this one. Even you can just leave it, or I just equals to 10 because it's just 10 times 1. And you 6 6% the annual interest rate. The periodic interest rate will remain 6. So the present value is what we are looking for. The PMT is 0, we have not been given. And the future values here is the 200,000, 200, 1, 2, 3, enter. So you've been told to find the present value. So equals, now here we'll use the PV, present value, the rate is 6, press comma. The number of periods is just 10, press comma. The PMT is 0, you can just take it, we wrote 0. You can just take it like that using the arrow key because I'm blocked, comma. Our future value we've been told is here, comma. So here we've been told starting today. So it will be 1, You can just come type, I do 1. No, sorry. Let's type 1. I shift close brackets, I do control enter. You see it's negative. Now I told you put negative in front of the formula because this is your money going out. So that's why it brings in a negative. You put control enter. So that is the present value actually of the money now. So that's why we are saying, like, you can use a negative in front of the formula. I've written, when I send this over, it will be very easy for you guys because I've written here how you take it, how you take it. So we'll go to the part 4 of the question. A 200,000 15-year bond pays a semi-annual interest rate of 8,000. The bond is sold to yield at 7.5. What's the present value of the bond? As simple as we said, we can We've already created our time. We've already created our, and this one I tell you, it's like it works in all your Excel. If you have said that the two that I showed you, the proving and the custom list, actually works in all your files. Works in all your files, not only the file you'll be using. Control enter. So any file that I'll be using, I just do this. I come feature value that way. I Alt H and C, and I do control bolt. So we've been told 15 years, the number of years is 15. Periods per year is semi-annual, so it's 2. Number of period equals to 2 times the 15. Control enter. The annual interest rate is the 7.5%. The periodic interest rate equals to the 7.5 divided by the periods per year. Control enter. Our present value is what we are looking for. Our PMT, we've been told it's 8,000. And our future value is 200. 200, 1, 2, 3. So it's very simple. I'll come here, I do control bolt just to distinguish it from the other. Then I write present value, press tab. So our rate, remember we're using our periodic, and this thing is very vital. Even when we come to the next class, will be on loan amortization. We'll be just using the same thing, the PMT. We'll just be using the same table actually, and then we create a loan amortization table. So the rate is the periodic rate. Periodic interest rate is that one. You can change it in percentage if it's not looking good. And the number of periods is 30, comma. Our PMT, so our PMT you see we have been locked. So I'll press the down arrow. You can see there, because there is the PMT, you can see it's rotating there. I press comma. Our future value is down here. Our type is 0 because we've not been told. I do control enter and I put a negative sign in front of the present value because it's money. So that is the present value of the bond currently. That's why we were saying like a dollar today is worth more than a dollar tomorrow. So you see now the value is 208, but it will be 200 tomorrow. That's what we are saying, the future, isn't it? These things are very simple. They're very simple. They're very simple. Now we go to annuities. I was just doing a two example because you already have a background knowledge. Actually, just knowing how to put in the formula in the Excel. That is it. So I'll come to our PMT. Actually, I never say this one was a previous one. I'll do this. I'll clear content. I'll clear content. This one is also a question. I'll do Control X. I put it here, Control V. So like 1, 2, 3. I'll add like 2 there. So I'll be like time value analysis. Control enter, and then I drag down up to the future value, and then I distinguish this one as a heading, Alt H and C, then Control Bolt, distinguish this as a heading. So the question now here is the PMT part, the periodic monthly payment, isn't it? So the PMT now will also be starting with a negative in front of the formula, and it's just as simple as that. And I'll take also this one out. Let me do this, shift space. Let me also it's just the same thing, but okay. So here is the you buy a car for 27. So and we finance it for 5 years. The interest rate is 6.2. What's your monthly payment to the car? So if you buy a car now, this one will be the present value, 27. Okay, finance the number of years is 5 years. Control enter. I'll change that one. I'll change that one. I'll change that one. Can come here. I just do number. Now it's writing 5 that way. I just put it in number. So the number of periods per year, because you are doing monthly, you are being asked what's your monthly payment to the car. So it will be 12. Number of periods equals to the 12 times the 5. So the number of periods is 60. Also, I'll change to number because it's being taken as a currency. Sorry for that. I'll just bring it here so that everything is synced clearly. So the annual interest rate we've been told is 6.2%. Control enter. Our periodic interest rate will be equals to the 6.2% divided by the number of periods. The periods per year, not the number of total periods, the periods per year. So you can, as I said, you can change it in percentage and maybe you do decimal places. And now the PMT is what we are looking for. And the future value is 0 because you are buying a car, isn't it? So equals, you can put a negative now, PMT, press tab. So our rate, periodic rate, comma, number of periods, the 60, comma, the present value, the 27, comma, the future value is 0, comma, and it's being paid at the end. Control Shift, Control Enter. So you find that our PMT per month will be paying this amount per month. Per month we'll be paying 524 and some cents. So part 2 of the question was what's the total amount paid for the car. So if you'll be paying this amount, so it will be just it's as simple as this. If you'll be paying this amount times the number of periods that will be paid for control enter. You see it will be 31 for it. That's the disadvantage of buying on credit terms. It will be higher than the cash terms, you see, than the present value. Okay. So we go to the next question. The next question, you want to have 1 million at the age of 70. Your age is currently 25. You have 1,000 saved. You earn 8% interest. What monthly payment do you need to maybe to achieve the 1 million, isn't it? I had already done here a simple one. This one was a very elaborate one, but it didn't have the periodic interest and it didn't have the number of periods. I'll show you how to do this. And this one I've said here under italics here. I can maybe make the color red so that it's very visible. Make present value negative and you start with a negative and also you make the present value negative. When you don't do so, it will bring to something called a number error. So it will be as simple as this one equals. We will start with the negative sign, PMT, press tab. So our rate, and so here, let me just, before we start PMT, just show you the basics. So you are at 70. The number of years I actually never took. So you are is equal at 70 minus 25. You get 45, isn't it? So, and we are doing a monthly thing. So this is the number of years, and we're doing a monthly thing. So number of periods here, it will be equals to the 12, the number of periods per year times the 45, control enter. So you'll get 540. And then our annual interest will be 8%, and our present value is 1,000. Here, the 1,000 is here. And the future value is 1 million, what you want to have. So it will be as simple as this one. You do equals, you do PMT, you press tab. So our rate, remember our rate here is an annual rate, but as I said, we need a periodic rate. So it will take this one, divide by, you see I've not pressed comma, divide by the period. It's like I've already done the part where I was calculating this one, but I just do it directly here. I press comma. So the number of periods is 540. I press comma. And the present value, I'll start with a negative. There are 1,000 here. I press comma. So our future value is down here. I've taken it, but the formula has has nini. You can't see it, but you can use the arrow keys actually to take it. Use the arrow keys. We press comma. The type is at the end, obvious. And if you have not been told, so it will be just at the end. We close the bracket. We do control enter, and you see it's a negative because we never put negative in front of the formula. So we come to our formula here, and we put negative. Control enter. So that one will be the periodic payment that you will need to invest. So even you can see, even if you have 1,000 currently and you are at 25 and at 70, this is the good thing of investment. You want to have 1 million per month, you just need to contribute as little as 182. And by when you reach 70, you have your 1 million. So I advise that if you have the money, you invest now. So we'll go to rate and we'll go to period. Actually, this one was not up. Let me just clear the content, or rather, you can just use the same thing, but I've explained that one how to use. Just clear this one. And we also have like 9 minutes remaining. And today we don't have a lot. We don't have a lot. When we cover periods, we'll be finished. So I think we'll log in, let the 9 minutes elapse first. You have invested, you, I think your investment of 100,000 has grown to 284 400 in 9 years. What is the annual rate of return? Actually, here you've been required to do the annual rate of return. So the periods, the number of periods per year is we are doing annually, so it will be just like one. So the number of periods will be 9. The annual rate is what we are looking for. The present value, will be the 100, 1, 2, 3. And the PMT you have not been told, so it will be 0. And the future value is 2, 8, 4, 400. And here is where now you make the present value negative. So you come equals, you write rate, press tab. So the number of periods is 9, press comma. PMT is 0, press comma. And the present value, because this is your money out, you start with a negative, and it has been hidden with the formula. So I'll use the arrow keys to select, press comma. The future value is there. I press comma. The type is at 0. And I press comma, and I don't have to guess. I can just press another comma, and I press OK. I press enter. We have too many. Okay, I'll remove the second comma for the guess. I'll leave just the guess as it is. So after the year, I press 0, press Control Enter. So you get the annual rate to be 12%. After this 0 is for the type. So the type, I said, if it's at the beginning of period, you put 1. If it's at the end, you put 0. So you find that the rate is 12%. 12%. And your account started with a balance of 33. Your monthly investment was 500. After 30 years, your balance was this one. What is the CAG? This CAG, I said, is the rate also. It's the rate. So you come, you do equals rate tab, the number of periods. So it's 30 years, and we are doing monthly because we are investing monthly. So the compounding will be compounded monthly. So our periods will be 360. That is 12 times 30, 360. No, we'll first look for the annual rate because we are looking for the annual rate. We are looking for the annual rate. We are not looking for the periodic rate. So it will be 30, comma. Our PMT. No, I'm confusing because our PMT won't come in because our PMT is 500. We know we just clear the content, and now we come to periodic interest rate. Periodic interest rate. So equals to rate tab, the number of periods, that one, comma. Our PMT is this one, comma. And I said that our present value put it as a negative because it's money out, comma. our future value is here. We do comma and type is 0 and we close our brackets. We don't have to make a guess here. Control enter. So don't worry, this one is the periodic interest. So periodic interest rate. So to get the annual interest rate will be equals the periodic times the number of years, number of periods I mean. Control enter. So that is the annual rate. And I think I can just finish this on periods because this time value analysis is a very simple one. It's a very simple one. It's a very simple one. I can just finish within these 4 minutes and we call it a day. We call it a day. When we meet again, we do a loan amortization because actually this one I'll send over. This one is very simple and I know you have the background knowledge about it. So I think it has no problem. It's just knowing how to put in the formula. So I'll come as I said, time value, analysis, control enter. Then I drag down up to the future value. I distinguish this one from the others. Control Alt H, Alt H and C. Sorry, I've hidden. Control Z to go back. Hidden. So I'll take this one. I do Control Alt to golden. Alt H and C to merge and center. And our question now, where is it? Our question has it has been disturbed with the keyboard. Some cells have been hidden. Control G, Control Z. So I'll come to this one. I'll take this all. I want just to make the question come back. Merge. I'll come here. I'll do also merge. Merge and center. The merging and center is not good. I'll come here. I can select up the down one. Also I press merge, and I do wrap up text so that some comes down, some goes up that way, so that the question is clearly visible. I do Control X, I move it down, Control V. Then I come. I can always also go back and I just copy instead of writing controls. This one was not perfect. This one was not perfect, but I can just copy this one. The up one. Control C. I come to periods. I do Control V. Okay. So you've been told of a credit card. Credit card. A credit card has 5,000 balance with an interest of 18%. The minimum payment is now my Excel have adjusted. When I write is, it writes income statement. I'll remove the settings. Is cash 100? How many months to pay off the balance? If you paid 100 monthly. So remember our PMT, we've been paying 100 monthly. And it's a cash outflow. It's better even if I start with a negative. Control enter. And the balance now is 5,000. So our balance is 5,000, and we are looking. Our annual rate is 18, 50%, and that one is percentage. So we are looking for the number of periods. And our PMT here is 5,000, and our future value is 0. So it will be just you come here equals NPER. That one is the word to use when you're looking for the number of periods. It's just the same number per period. You press that button, you can select the rate. I've selected there, comma. Our PMT, I was to make the PMT negative when I enter it, but I've already made it negative, so I just take it because it will be paying out, comma. And our present value is the 50, comma, and our type is at 0. comma, that is the future value. Our type is at 0. I press close brackets, control enter, control enter. No, actually the formula was an error. I'll repeat. NPR equals, that should equals NPR, press tab. Our rate is 8%. I press comma. Our PMT is